Hello, I'm Jack.
And I'm Mel.
And we're off to Salamanca, which is a beautiful city.
The Golden City.
The Golden City.
Wasn't so golden when we arrived. The sun wasn't out.
But it came out right at the end. That was nice. And we hit the tapas bars, Mel. And even at night, it looked good.
We did. We had some very nice nighttime wanders. We had some glasses of wine.
Excellent.
Tortilla.
Little plates.
Hummel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the morning, we had a gastronomic breakfast.
We stayed in a hotel that gave us a tasting menu breakfast, which I've never had before.
And then we had a tour. So what did we do for the tour?
We met Martin for a walking, talking tour. It was really good because he took us on all the bits on the outside of the city.
Yeah, kind of university bit.
The bits you don't normally see. It was great. Great history. Particularly liked all the little details, like the fact that every building's got its name and what it is painted in red paint on it.
Some of them had crests, some of them were fascist buildings, and some of the churches, well, we saw a lot of the Immaculate Conception. We're going to see that all the way through this. But the buildings were, well, they were just fantastic, weren't they?
They were. They were stunning.
And the sun was out, so we kind of really enjoyed that. We didn't actually realise it was on the Camino trail, so there were...
Yeah, there was the Seashell Library.
Yes.
But their version of Seashell looked a little bit like a half sunshine, but that was everywhere to be seen. I loved the main square. It's very pretty.
We were exhausted. We had to have
a beer.
We had to have beer.
I think we had ice cream as well.
Yeah, we did the whole.
We did the whole thing.
And then we carried on walking, and we decided to go back to where we'd been the day before because the sun had come out and it was lit up. And this is the Roman Bridge. And I think that is the classic view, isn't it?
It was fantastic to walk over, look back and actually see the whole thing lit up.
Here's the golden hour. The golden hour, here we are, Salamanca. Isn't this beautiful? And as we come up the hill, what do we see? A whopping great big cathedral. Isn't that fantastic? And we managed to get into a few more churches.
Yes, Martin had told us a few good ones that would open at 5. We went back and poked our noses in.
There we go.
There was a little bit of a anti-war protest going on with some John Lennon music in the square.
Absolutely.
For more Hummel and more...
Very good, I thought.
Keizu,
very good.
Yes.
Back past the palace and then onto the train. And where were we going, Mel?
We took the train to Madrid.
Yes, through the countryside. And Madrid's impressive, isn't it? But
it was impressive, but not beautiful in the same way that Salamanca is.
It's just not as pretty. So we did a little bit of all the kind of squares and palaces and all of that.
I enjoyed the garden, walking through the gardens.
Yes, yes.
I particularly enjoyed the Hieronymus Bosch at the Prado.
Yes, because this is what our big aim, wasn't it? And we'd seen this Immaculate Conception, so there's no sin. But if I'd been around in those days, and this explained to me what the sin bit was, which looked great, and then what the hell bit was,
I think you might have been vaguely terrified, Jack.
Well, no, I'm not vaguely terrified. I'm terrified out of my wits.
And there's Jacob's Ladder, which I enjoyed. There are we picked out a few things that we both really loved, didn't we?
So there were nice pictures, but Spain's got quite a troubled history, and there's this picture of all these guys, it's like a photograph really, on the beach.
In Malaga, about to be shot.
It's pretty powerful, but you know what? It's not as powerful as Goya. I mean, blimey O'Reilly. Here's Saturn eating his son, and if you look at the faces, they're almost cartoon-like. They're not particularly artistic.
They're quite gruesome.
Yeah, but this execution of the Christ-like figure, followed up by the he-goat and the witches, is pretty.
It's the stuff of nightmares.
Oh, these kids, though, they didn't look like they were having nightmares. And what about this restaurant, Mel?
Oh, we had lovely, lovely lunch.
Yes,
I think it was called the Mirabelle.
William Morris style.
It was lovely.
And then
and we went round some more gardens.
we enjoyed the gardens.
And then in the evening,
we had a fantastic time.
We stumbled into the what was it called?
Vermouth.
The Vermouth bar.
It was just, especially after the fourth, it was really.
It was by chance, really.
By chance.
But I really enjoyed watching the making.
There was like one that she was going to get a job there. Yeah. So we go there. Rent is like $1,200 for like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
We had a plate full of the local bits and pieces to help soak it up.
Yes.
We happened to be staying like about 4 doors down.
4 doors. It was absolute. It reminded me of when we went to Little Havana in
yes,
we were watching
and we walked into the Best Mojito bar.
Best Mojito bar. So that was fantastic. And in the morning, this coffee bar, it's got a dark coffee bar, and it gives us a clue to what's going to happen. We've got another museum starting off with happy pictures, and then going on to all these 1930s.
We went to the gallery
posters.
Where we could go and see Guernica.
But we saw this stuff before. This is the 1930s.
All the propaganda.
Very hard to tell the socialists from the fascists. And you get towards Guernica, and there
wasn't much choice. It was one or the other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hard stuff.
And then see Guernica, and we got really close up, which was great. But what was interesting were these sketches.
Yeah, on the other side of the room, they had sketches that showed where he'd started out with his thinking. And essentially, he'd cut out quite a lot of the
hope.
Yeah, the positive, hopeful images and painted over them.
And it just ended up being despair.
Yeah, it was strong stuff. But to be honest with you, I can see why it's known as one of his best pieces.
I think it's great.
It's clever and it's powerful. But it's in no way beautiful.
No, it's not. It's meant to be beautiful. It's meant to say something.
It's shocking.
And then there's these Gaudis. He was more right wing, so they fell out over that. But what was interesting, when we were coming out of the museum,
massive anti-war protest.
Very, very different to the one in Salamanca.
Of course, we're all caught up in everything going on in Lebanon.
Palestine, the whole lot, Iran,
everything kicking off in the Middle East.
Tasting in the morning. And whiskey tasting. Look at this is an anti-war protest. That's what we were seeing.
Anti-what?
Anti-war.
Oh.
Ba'athist peace.
So related to Iran, do you think? Or
So that was quite something. And then just round the corner.
Yeah, we just walked into what felt like a little bit of Paris, really.
Yes, absolutely.
It was like a little left bank second-hand bookstore, which we sort of wandered up and down, and that was absolutely glorious. It's a nice way to come down from the furore of the square.
And then our last meal, and something wonderful happened at our last meal.
Well, we thought we'd ordered something and we got something else.
Which is absolutely
gorgeous. We just said, yes, leave it, please, we'll eat it. And it was absolutely delicious. So we'd found a lovely tapas bar. The sun was still shining.
Protesters coming back from the square.
Yeah.
And there you are, Salamanca, golden, Madrid, dark.
Yeah, dark but impressive.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye-bye then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.